What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Attack on Cowboys. I'm your host, The Attack, and today we got a special little treat for y'all today. As one of the very few creators in the Cowboys community that I have a lot of respect for, JC Cowboys Network. Be sure to check out his YouTube channel. Any of these shows, any of these films, really, that we react to, I want y'all to make sure y'all show love on his platform as well, whether that be going over there and subscribing or just going and checking out the full-length video on his channel. Be sure to show love to JC Cowboys Network, as he gave us a real player profile series, as some of y'all wanted me to react to one that we're really not going to talk about, and I didn't really enjoy it that much. It wasn't really giving us any information that we didn't know or wasn't Googleable, and it wasn't really for real teaching us about the player. It was just a lot of, hey, this is what I think about him type of stuff, and a bunch of AI. This one, I know JC Cowboys puts in a lot of work with his content. He does film content regularly on the Dallas Cowboys and across the NFL on his different channels. But today, we get into Barham, his player profile, and we get to go ahead and see and learn a little bit more about Jaishawn Barham. Let's get right into it. Be sure to subscribe for more Dallas Cowboys content on regular. And again, be sure to show JC some love.
Man, shut your up.
All right, I am excited about this one. I know JC does great work, so I know this is about to be a movie.
It's a real chance to be the steal of this draft. And not because of hype, not because of headlines, but because of what shows up on film. Some players get drafted and you understand it immediately. You hear the name.
JC, you weren't taking no shot at me, was you? You weren't taking no shot at me, was you, JC? Talk about some, not because of the hype. I know I've been driving a hype train. Barham.
Nah, I'm just playing. Come on.
You see the highlights, and everything just makes sense. Others take a little more time. You go back to the tape, you watch again, and eventually it clicks. And then there are players like Jaishawn Barham, players who don't say much, don't chase attention, don't need the spotlight. They just show up and let the film speak.
This is what I love about JC. I don't know how he be uploading these Jones, and JC hit me up after this. I don't know how you be uploading these Jones and don't be getting copyrighted, but man, he be putting the football
Front and center, bro. Man, show some love, JC, man. I love this type of stuff right here.
Because when you turn on the tape, you feel it. Not
Yeah.
always with
Ooh, what a nice chance. Little switch step. Oh, that was nice.
plays, not always with big moments, but with presence. The kind of presence where
Relentless.
even when he's not making the play, he's affecting
we
it,
going.
closing space, forcing decisions, making things uncomfortable. And while most people are still trying to figure out what he is, linebacker, edge, somewhere in between, the Dallas Cowboys may have already seen something different. Because this story doesn't start on draft night. It starts in Prince George's County, Maryland.
JC, you already cooking. Shout out to the DMV, man.
Just outside Washington, D.C. A place that doesn't always get national attention, but consistently produces real football players. This isn't a place built on hype, it's built on competition. Every field, every rep, every game, you're competing for something. Respect, opportunities, a chance to stand out. And when you grow up in that kind of environment, you don't get by on talent alone.
Oh,
You have
nice
to be
block
tough.
evasion,
You
and
have
he
to
got
be
up under that
disciplined.
bit.
And you have to be consistent. Because if you're not, someone else is taking your spot. That's the standard.
Hurts.
And when you watch Barham play, you can see it. The edge, the composure, the willingness to step into contact.
navigating that
That's
trash.
built early. That's not something that shows up later. Before the college production, before the rankings, he was at DeMatha Catholic High School. And even then, you could see something different. The frame, the length.
I ain't gonna lie, the man built like a pro player. He looked like bam. He looked like he gonna crash your head in it.
Length, the build, standing there, arms stretched out. You're looking at 10-inch hands and an 80-inch wingspan. That's not normal. That kind of length gives you an advantage. It helps you control blockers. It helps you disrupt passing lanes. It helps you close space faster than people expect. And those traits were already showing up. But what stood out even more was how those traits matched his play style. Physical, direct, comfortable with contact. He didn't play like someone figuring it out.
I mean,
he played like someone
manhandled, bro. Oh my gosh. He just absolutely manhandled, bro.
who embraced it. And when that kind of mindset meets that kind of frame, you start seeing flashes. But his path didn't stop there. He moved to St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, a program built on discipline, competition, and toughness. And when you step into that kind of environment, you don't just survive, you develop. Because every day you're being pushed. Every rep matters. And when Barham stepped onto a national stage, he showed something. On a field full of elite talent, including Travis Hunter, he didn't just fit in, he stood out, earning Defensive Player of the Game honors. That matters, because it shows when the competition.
See? This is how you're supposed to do player profiles. Even if you can't go back and get antidotes from they kindergarten teachers and stuff. This man, JC, bruh, he is one of the most slept on Cowboys creators in the entire community, bro. There's a lot of guys out here that are loud and want attention. JC is one of those quiet creators, bro. He just put his head down, work, and output amazing content. I mean, any of his videos on his channel are high effort, and it's gonna be fun to watch, even just from an aesthetic standpoint, bro. So much love to JC, bro. There's only a few Cowboys creators I actually fuck with. Foots, JC is my guy. He's been my guy for a minute. We just ain't really did no work together yet. And I like Vach. Outside of those three, everybody else is kind of like, whatever. I guess Cowboys can fan cool on IG. Landon is cool. But besides that, I mean, hey.
Competition rises, he rises with it. From there, he stayed home and went to Maryland. Lining up as an off-ball linebacker, he made an impact early, downhill, active.
JC, I hope this background music ain't copyrighted, my boy.
Around the ball, reading, reacting, finishing. And that's important because playing linebacker isn't just about being physical. It's about discipline. It's about trusting what you see. Yeah. And he showed flashes of that. But even then, it felt like there was more.
Oh, look at the second effort, bro. Look at the second effort on that play and then the pop when he got back up. Boy, he did a burpee and got up and popped that boy. That's when them burpees come into play in practice.
More range, more explosiveness,
up-downs.
more
versatility. That boy did an up-down and got up and popped them.
Like he wasn't limited to just one role. Ooh. So he made another move. He transferred to Michigan Wolverines football. And that's where things changed. Different system, different expectations. And in that environment, his game started evolving because now he wasn't just playing linebacker. He started getting opportunities off the edge. But before.
All right, so just so everybody keeping up, Bam Bam was playing. He was relegated to mainly just linebacker, inside linebacker at Maryland. Wolverines is where they really started to kind of use him all over the field a little bit.
Before we even get into scheme, you can already understand what kind of player this is. Because when the game gets physical, there's a certain type of player you trust.
If you were doing the old Oklahoma drill, which my old man would love to see, probably put Jaishawn out there, one of the first reps.
The first one out there, that tells you everything. Because when it gets physical, when there's nowhere to hide, you find out real quick who's built for it. But what makes it even better is when Joe Hoyt, who covers the Cowboys, asked him about it.
One of the things Brian Schottenheimer said about you is that you're the type of guy that you want an Oklahoma drill. I'm just curious, because Oklahoma drills got kind of canceled a little bit. Did you ever run an Oklahoma drill?
I mean, you can find out. We could.
Bam, bam!
Do it? Yeah.
He was a safety.
I did play back
in the day.
Hey,
D3.
Come on now, yeah. It ain't too far.
It would work out in your favor, not mine.
Yeah, so. Of course.
That
yeah,
right
of course.
there.
Yeah, he said, yeah, of course. Like, what? Joe, you need to say that part. We kind of already knew that.
Something you teach. That's who he is. Calm, confident, like a shark in the water. By the time you notice him, you're already drowning. And when it happens fast. Now, back to Michigan. Because once his role shifted, everything changed. The burst, the disruption, the violence. This wasn't just a linebacker
discipline,
anymore.
Man. Look at bro. This is why I fuck with JC, bro. Because first of all, he brave enough to get all these edits in. Because my shit get clapped so quick. Anytime I try to put an edit on there, I mean, it's the quickest clapping you ever seen in your life. I don't know what number this is.
quickest clapping you ever seen in your life, bro. Look how fast he evaluated, he read, and reacted, bro. Oh my God.
This was a player affecting the game, and you could see it in flashes, getting off the ball with urgency, closing space quickly, forcing quarterbacks to move off their spot. Even when he didn't get the sack, he was still part of the play, collapsing the pocket, speeding up the quarterback's clock, making things uncomfortable. And that matters, because pressure changes everything. It throws off timing, it forces bad decisions, it creates opportunities for the rest of the defense. And when you watch him in those moments, you can see the ups.
Man, look how fast. Look at his first step. And look how much ground he's covering.
The length shows up, the effort shows up, the motor keeps running. Now, he's not a finished pass rusher yet. The plan still needs development. The counters still need to come along. The consistency has to improve, but the flashes are real. And when you combine those flashes with his ability to play off the ball, that's where things get interesting. Because now, you're not just dealing with a linebacker, you're dealing with a player who can be moved around, a player who can attack from different angles, a player who can affect the game in more than one way. And that's what gives him value. Because when the tools are there and the effort is there, you can build the rest. And you can't teach that. And inside that building, they already knew.
Yeah, he's a freak. It's a problem for other people. I'm glad it's not our problem. He's got ability, but now he's playing for that ability. He's doing it consistently. But you saw it really
Meet the block
in spring, but then you saw it in training camp, how he practiced, because he always had the talent. But we've been around guys with talent that don't ever push it to that level, and he's pushed it to that level, and now you're seeing it. And he's got the chance to be a first-round draft pick if he continues to play that way. And we'll continue to push him, and he continues to push himself. But it's fun to watch him out there on the edge, man.
First-round talent, that's what they said. But the draft told a different story. He fell, pick after pick, teams passed, until Dallas stepped in.
But the guy's a damn good football player. Like I said, I'm the guy right here. Jerry made me put my list together. The man right there.
He wasn't just available, he was targeted. And that matters, because now it's not about where he was taken, it's about why he was chosen. Because this wasn't a last-minute decision. His name was already on that list. A player Brian Schottenheimer had circled. A player they
JC. JC. Man, go show some love to my boy. Sub to my channel too.
believed in before he ever fell to them.
We gotta get
It's
the right
about what they
creators.
saw
Man, we gotta get the right creators representing our community, bro. For real.
in him.
And he has the right demeanor. He plays with an edge. He does. I think he's gonna bring that junkyard dog mentality to the defense that we like.
The traits, the versatility, the mindset, the things that don't always show up right away, but show up when it matters. And when you look at this defense, it makes sense.
At the combine, Christian came in and talked about the linebackers and the outside and the inside linebackers and potentially doing some different things. And then you start looking at Avril Reese. There's a lot of similarities in what they do and how they did it. And just excited to get him on the roster because of number one, he's extremely physical. You want to increase the speed of your defense and the toughness. I think he does that.
Multiple roles, multiple responsibilities. That's not a position. That's a chess piece. Because in a system like this, you're not staying in one spot. One snap, you're inside, fitting the run. Next snap, you're walking up, showing pressure. Then you're
went to the other side for a second. Now, most guys would have probably just kind of set in. He kept digging, bro. And because of that, was right there to make that play.
dropping back, reading the quarterback. And that's where he fits, because he's already done all of that. Off-ball linebacker, edge reps, playing in space. And that's why when Will McClay talked about him, he even brought up comparisons to Arvell Reese. Not just because of talent, but because of the physicality, the versatility, the ability to move around and impact the game in different ways. And when you bring that into a defense that's built on disguise and pressure, it gives you options. And in this league, options create problems.
Well, I think the best thing is you don't have to project it because you see it. You know, at both Maryland and Michigan, he's playing in both spots. He's playing off the ball. He's playing on the edge. They're playing Ohio State. It's goal line. He's 3 yards behind the nose and just tracking the football. So you see those different traits. So you want to see him off the ball and kind of see how that goes from that transition before you put him anywhere else. You could take advantage of more versatility when he's on that second level than if he's on the edge. But he's certainly capable of playing both. We're gonna keep him at Mike right now and kind of see how that goes.
Downhill with force, blitzing with timing, covering with discipline, and finishing every play. That's the foundation. Because in a defense like this, you're going to be asked to do a little bit of everything. Show pressure, bring pressure, drop out, and still be in position to make the play. And if you can handle all of that, you stay on the field.
Playing for Wink Martindale at Michigan and NFL coach and NFL defense, how much do you feel like that's going to prepare you for your rookie season?
Oh man, I feel like that helped big time. Just it's kind of similar playbooks, different names and stuff, but I feel like it's almost the same thing. You got your same type of calls, different name, like I said, but I feel like Coach Wink definitely helped us to get to this level.
He's not learning, he's reacting. Because he's already been exposed to this style of defense. The terminology may be a little different, but the concepts are familiar. The way they show pressure, the way they bring pressure, the way they disguise things pre-snap. It's not new to him, and that matters. Because for a rookie, the hardest part isn't always the physical side. It's the mental side, processing, recognizing what you're seeing, and making the right decision fast. But when you've already been in a system like this, that transition becomes a lot smoother. You're not thinking as much. You're trusting what you see. And when that happens, you play faster, more confident, more decisive. And for a player like him, that's when you start seeing the best version show up. It doesn't matter where you're drafted. Players like Fred Warner and Bobby Wagner prove that. Because it's about what you do when it matters. And once he got to Dallas, it didn't take long for him to feel it.
First day here, getting in the building and seeing this facility and what it's like, what are your first impressions of Dallas?
I mean, it's a good vibe. It's kind of what I got from my top 30 visit, family environment. Everybody loves ball, so that's what we on.
That tells you everything. Because when a player walks into a building and says it feels right, that's not just a random comment. That's alignment. That's a player recognizing this is the kind of environment he fits in. Because every locker room is different. Every culture is different. Every standard is different. And for a player like Jaishawn Barham, that matters more than people realize. He's not the loudest guy. He's not chasing attention. He's not trying to be something he's not. He's a football player. And when you hear him talk about being in a building where everybody loves ball, that tells you he's focused on the right things. Because this isn't about hype. This isn't about social media. This isn't about headlines. This is about work. It's about development. It's about getting better every day. And when a young player comes into a situation like that, with coaches who already believe in him, with a role that fits his skill set, and with a locker room that matches his mindset, that's when things can start to come together. Because talent alone isn't enough. You need the right environment. You need the right coaching. You need the right mindset. And when all three of those things line up, that's when you start seeing players take real steps forward. And for Barham, this feels like one of those situations where everything around him matches who he is as a player. And when that happens, you start to see growth. You start to see confidence build. You start to see a player become more comfortable, more aggressive, more impactful. And that's exactly what Dallas is hoping for. Because if he grows the way they expect him to, this isn't just a depth piece. This is a player who can help change the way this defense plays. The toughness, the versatility, the mindset.
Okay. Hey, man. Shout out to my guy, JC Cowboys Network. That was pretty much the end of that video. This was a damn good job, JC. Love the way you put this thing together again. Even if y'all can't go and find stuff from guys' elementary and, stories that no one's ever heard before, the way you craft the story is so important. And this is how you do a player profile video. This is how you do one. You don't just tell AI to Google to tell you everything about the player, to get the player bio and make it into a video. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. Shout out to JC Cowboys Network again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will be reacting to these throughout the summer. And obviously showing love to my boy along the way. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I did talk to him about it already, so I'm not stealing his content or nothing like that. I'm trying to make sure both eyes is getting on my guy's shit. And, I hit him up beforehand and was like, it's cool if I react to you, right? You're doing a great job with these Johns. So, here's everything was cool. It's all love. Appreciate y'all.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.